Yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy Forte, and I am here to talk to you about Halo Infinite, my thoughts, my impressions. Did 343 finally knock it out of the park when it comes to the multiplayer? I know multiplayer has not always been a problem with 343, but is this the best version of Halo to date when it comes to the multiplayer? We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about 343 maybe working on another unannounced title that maybe not be a Halo game, and that is something that a lot of people didn't think would happen. So let's get into the video. First, I want to talk about just in general my thoughts on Halo Infinite's multiplayer. In one word, fire. It's really good, it's fast paced, it's everything I wanted in a Halo experience. I didn't expect this game to really resonate with me as much as it has over the course of the last week, but myself and the clan and the rest of the people in the community have thoroughly enjoyed just the amazing care that 343 has taken when it comes to this multiplayer. They definitely wanted to go back to their roots when it comes to the overall aesthetic and the feel of the game. The game definitely strikes me as something straight out of Halo CE with some Halo 2, 3, 4 and all those other games kind of mixed in there, and it just complements itself very, very well. So bravo to them. I do believe they have given us by far the best multiplayer that 343 themselves has ever made, and we're just waiting for the rest of the offerings to come when it comes to that single player, because we know that's the one thing that 343 has always had a problem with. It's just putting a full package together. But some of the things that really stand out to me in this multiplayer is just the gunplay. Like, it was already good. Everybody is very familiar with Halo's gunplay, but it just feels inherently great to play Halo at 60 frames per second on a console and not have to play it on a PC. Crossplay is enabled across all platforms that it's available on, and that 60 frames per second really does make a difference. Just everything just feels so buttery smooth, and it's something that a lot of console players haven't really experienced outside of stuff like Call of Duty and some of the Battlefield games and stuff like that. And there's other games, but I'm just really kind of talking in the shooter realm. And Halo has always been a 30 frames per second for the most part type game, and the fact that this is consistent across all game modes and all experiences, that's something that a lot of people are going to probably be shocked the most by, because you really don't see any hiccups in the gameplay. Every once in a while you'll see it if there's a lot of stuff going on, but for the most part, every engagement, every experience is kind of unique to just you and the type of player that you are. Another thing that I really truly feel is really great in this game is the fact that the custom games are truly custom. Like, you can do anything you want when it comes to these custom games. Change the start, change the weapon rack, change the length of the matches and stuff like that. Coming from a game like Destiny that I play, where you could pretty much only tweak certain things and not the whole sandbox in general and the way that you play, it's pretty nuts to actually get back to that in something like Halo, because Halo has always had a robust editor when it comes to the custom games, but Halo hasn't been Halo for me for a while. I haven't really jived with the direction that 343 went with it, so it's kind of been of an out of sight, out of mind. But experiencing that in this game and getting the chance to just finally understand why I miss Halo so much by all the little things that they do in this game are truly impactful. You know, balance is one of those things that a lot of people look for in a multiplayer game, and Halo hits that in spades. You know, BR stars, AR stars, you know, sidekicks, just different weapon pickups around the map. But when you start the match, you start with the same weapons as everybody else, and that is something that I truly enjoy too. Now, something that I didn't know I truly missed was just having a ranked playlist inside of the game. You know, once again, coming from Destiny, where the ranked playlist is competitive, but it really isn't any reason to go in there, and there's really no reason in Halo at this moment, because it's all basically just rank based when it comes to your levels. But for people like me, that's more than enough to actually show off what my tier is. I did my placement matches for solo duels, and I also did it for open rank matches, and I only got to GOAT 6 when it came to the open part, but when I played solo duels, I made it to, I believe, Platinum 1, which I'm working on to get myself back up there, getting back up to speed in the game. But being able to see that progression immediately as you're playing through the game is something that I truly missed in first-person shooters, and I think they really knocked that out of the park as well too. But then in the custom side of it, when it comes to playing big team battle, it's really incredible. Just playing with your friends. It's not the game type that I want to play on a consistent basis, but when you have 12 people and you want to go in there and enjoy the Halo sandbox with people that you don't get a chance to normally play with, it's always a blast. We did scrims, you call them scrims, you can call them just custom games. We did it with the Ash and Lucas Discord, shout out to the team. We went up against Eric Cuts for the win in her Discord, shout out to them, and it was fun. We played like 2 or 3 games, and you know, it was a very enjoyable experience. But those are really the experiences that draw you back into the Halo sphere, and now it's just time to see what the single player has, and we'll find that out in the next couple of weeks. Be here before we know it. And from all of the early previews that we got, and a lot of people are saying it's a love letter to all Halo fans, especially the first few levels, and I'm very excited to see exactly where the story with Master Chief, the weapon, Cortana, the Banish, and everything goes. But moving on from that point, let's talk about 343 once again. They are supposedly, shout out to the homeboy Jez Corton over at Xbox 2 with the host of the Xbox 2, Randall Thor 19. I will shout you out because whenever these media outlets pull a quote from that podcast, it's always just Jez, and Rand never gets mentioned. But you know, shout out to Rand. He's one of the genuine good guys in this community, and I support him a lot. But it looks like they are working on a game that is not Halo, and a lot of people did not expect this to be the case because Halo has always been something that 343 and Bungie themselves have always made. That's the reason they went with the whole 343 industry allied 343 Guilty Spark. They named the studio after a character in Halo, so it just comes to reason that they would always be somewhat in the Halo universe when it comes to that. And I'm actually happy to see this happen. If this is indefinitely the case, it will be good to see 343 branch out and do something different. I feel like Halo was just something that they inherited, and it doesn't say that they didn't do a good job with it over the course of the last generation or so. They could have did way better, of course, because they had their ups and their downs. They just never gave us a complete experience when it comes to a Halo game, and they never really got a chance to just really dive into the IP that they wanted to dive into. They were brandished the Halo studio, and that's all they've been pretty much giving us, and consulting on other projects like Halo Wars 2 and everything like that. So hearing this as a possibility, that would actually be something that I'm really excited for, just to see them do something outside of the Halo world. Halo will always be something. I think they will always have a team that's going to be dedicated to build Halo IPs and stuff, because every studio has 2 studios at this point. 343 has a massive studio, and there's no reason that they can't work on the plan of 10 years on Halo Infinite while they're still in the background working on something that could probably be something completely different from Halo. So definitely looking forward to hear a little bit more about that. As soon as Jez gives us more information on that, I'll let you guys know, or Jeff Grubb, because you know Jeff Grubb be leaking all this stuff as well too. But with that being said, guys, tell me what you think about this Halo. How is it hitting for you? Are you enjoying it? Are you loving it? Give me your gripes, give me all of your frustrations, give me everything that you're celebrating when it comes to Halo Infinite and the multiplayer. Definitely want to hear from you down in the comment section. And also, how do you feel about 343 working on something outside of Halo? Do you think it should just be Halo all the time, or do you want to see this studio grow and do something completely different outside of the Halo sphere while in conjunction still working on Halo IPs? I definitely want to hear from you down in the description on that. All right, guys, we did it. Another video in the books. Your boy finally came back and made one. You know, I'm really enjoying Halo so much. We're just going to keep making content as much as we can, and I truly appreciate everybody taking their time to check out this channel and check out this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you guys got any questions, you know where to find me. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.